Hey guys, what's up? This is the other half of 1993, here with my first Yu-Gi-Oh vlog. I don't really know what else to call it. I haven't come up with a clever title yet, so... But yeah, as I said in my most recent video update, which will be number 5, I'm going to try to upload at least one of these a week on Mondays. But... You know, if there's a lot to talk about in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, which there is right now especially, I may or may not do, like, multiple ones on Mondays, or, what else was it I want to try to say here? Or, like, other, more Yu-Gi-Oh vlogs at other points in the week. I really would like to be consistent with it. I'm really trying to get a consistent uploading schedule. But right now... You're looking at least one per week on Monday. So, yeah, like I said, right now, especially right now, there's a lot to talk about in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. There's, you know, a bunch of reprints. Obviously, a Shonen Jump just happened, stuff like that. And actually, since it's been a pretty controversial thing, and a lot of people have been talking about it, I'm actually going to talk about the Shonen Jump that just happened and the top 16, because that's a lot of people have been really concerned with that. So, where do I start? Well, where do I start? I mean, there's so much to talk about. I guess first and foremost, I'll start with the thing that affects me the most about this top 16, which actually isn't a lot, because I don't know, ever since last format was Synchrocat, I really haven't let Shonen Jump top 16s or even National... Well, yeah, Nationals a little bit, but for the most part, I haven't let Shonen Jump's top 16 deck list really affect how I play or what I play. I mean, yeah, it does give you something to side deck against or expect with the meta, but the meta, for the most part, is common sense, and Shonen Jump Top 16 usually doesn't tell you stuff you don't already know. I really find the Top 16 deck list to be pretty useless information most of the time. That's just me, though. But whatever. I digress. Anyway. So, let's see. I'm going to try to remember off the top of my head what the top 16 decks were. I know there were 10 Lightsworn decks, for sure. I know that much. And I know, I don't know, I'm pretty sure the other 6 were each one, like one deck style, 6 different decks. There was one Vayu Turbo, I think, at least one Vayu Turbo. Zombie Drain, Lightsworn Blackwing, Blackwing with Vayus, regular Blackwing with Vayus. I think just regular Blackwing. I couldn't tell you the 16th one. I think that's right. I don't know that for sure. Yeah, I'm going to do a little disclaimer real quick. Almost everything I say here obviously is going to be opinionated. And even if I do say something that sounds factual, don't by any means take it as fact. I'm human. I can be wrong. I find myself actually quite frequently wrong. And... I don't know, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players don't like to admit they're wrong. Whatever, I really don't have any trouble admitting I'm wrong. So I appreciate constructive criticism and, yeah, whatnot. Anyway, continuing on with the top 16. The thing that a lot of people have been talking about that's most relevant to me is the fact that there were 0 Gladiator Beasts in the top 16. And a lot of people I've been talking to have been wondering, you know, is top 16, or is Gladiator Beast really still a meta deck, or are they still tier 1? I mean, well, they didn't get any top 16 spots. And, again, what I'm about to say, I'm not saying this is 100% fact. This is going from what I've seen and what I've heard about the Shonen Jump. From what I've seen and from what I've heard. Well, actually, the first one is from what I've seen and what I've heard. The second one is pretty much almost, you know, a lot of people can agree with it. The first reason, there were 2 reasons that Gladiator Beast did not make top 16. And neither of those reasons are that they're no longer a meta deck or that they can't keep up with the format. That is not the case at all. If you think that's the case, I'm sorry, but you really need to check yourself with that. That is really not the situation. Two reasons are, one, to my knowledge, from what I've seen and what I've heard, to my knowledge, I may be wrong about this, but I can't stress this enough, to my knowledge, there were no good players using Gladiator Beasts. That's really all you can say about that. I mean, any players who have consistently top 16 Shonen Jumps that I know of did not use Gladiator Beasts. There might have been a couple, but you know, 2 or 3 that were using Gladiator Beasts obviously aren't a significant enough impact. I know it would be stupid to say Gladiator Beasts weren't present at the Shonen Jump. Obviously they were. I'm just saying the people who used them weren't people who would consistently get top 16s at Shonen Jumps, whose names you would expect to see on those deck lists. Again, I very well could be wrong about this. If you want to name some players who have topped, to me, to be considered a good player, you have to top at least 2 or 3, top 16 at least 2 or 3 jumps. If you know of any players who have done that and used Gladiator Beast, feel free to tell me. But I'm just saying, again, to my knowledge, there were no players. I know probably the 2 most infamous players in the top 16 were Roy Sinclair and Robert Ackerman. Obviously, neither of them were using Gladiator Beast. Now, there's this whole controversy of I can only remember Yim in the person's name that had Lightsworn in their top 16 deck list, but had Gladiator Beast in a feature match. Yim something or another starts with a C, and people were like, "Oh my God, he cheated." But this is obviously not the case. There's no way they feature match somebody who was playing Glads and then do a top 16 deck list with Lightsworn and don't catch that. I mean, I'm sorry, people, but how stupid can you be to believe that? There's no way they missed that. From what I understand, Yim has a brother with a very similar name who was using Gladiator Beast. This is what I've heard. I don't know if it's factual or not. This is just what I've heard, and I'm relaying it to you. So, you know, hard to pronounce, kind of difficult to spell names, similar. Obviously, it'd be pretty easy to get the 2 mixed up. But that's all. Anyway. So, yeah, first reason, to my knowledge, no good players were using Gladiator Beast. Second reason Gladiator Beast did not top was a lot of people who were using them were using Gladiator Beast Respite. And I've been ranting about this card ever since pretty much Gladiator Beast came out. People, I'm sorry, but Respite is just not a good card in Gladiator Beast. I mean, it has a hefty activation condition, which is 2 Gladiator Beast cards in your hand, which, especially if they're both monsters, is quite a bit. People, seriously, if they're a monster and a War Chariot, why would you want to shuffle those back anyway? 85% of the time, I would love to see a Gladiator Beast and War Chariot in hand, and I would not want to shuffle them back. Anyway, I'm kind of running out of time here. But anyway, so Respite, so you have to have 2 Gladiator Beast cards in your hand. Then you have to lose them back into the deck to draw 3 cards, which sounds fantastic, but think about it. Odds are you're going to draw at least one of the cards you put back. I mean, if you use it at mid-game, think about it, mid-game, odds are pretty good you're going to get one of the cards you put back. And people, Gladiator Beasts do not need draw support. I really don't know why people seem to think Respite is so good. I mean, I really think it's because people see draw 3 cards and think, oh my God, draw 3 cards. But Gladiator Beasts don't need draw support. I mean, they can get any monster they want out of the deck, so that's not an issue. And most of their spell traps, they run multiple copies of. So, again, not really an issue. Like, 3 Wabaku, 2 War Chariot, MSC Heavy, and in some cases Giant Trunade for spell trap destruction. Solemn, and again, in some cases My Body for protection. You don't need draw power. You've got easy access to just about anything you can want in the deck. What else? I'm running out of time here, so I'll keep this other part short that I want to talk about. As far as Lightsworn having 10 spots and not winning, what people need to realize is that, you know, everyone is saying, there's always been this controversy of Lightsworn never wins anything, but it top 16s a lot. But people, the thing is, winning doesn't really matter once you get to the top 16. I mean, once you get to the top 16, you've already accomplished enough. And because the top 16, as many of you should know and probably do know, is single elimination. And that's just, to say something won, that means it has to go through, what, 4 rounds of single elimination, which is purely luck. I mean, and Lightsworn obviously can be either the luckiest deck in the world or the unluckiest deck in the world, and it can get pretty bad mills, and that can cost you a match. And in single elimination, that's even more prevalent. I mean, it's more of an accomplishment to go through 10 rounds of Swiss in top 16 than it is to go through 4 rounds of single elimination and win. And I'm really... Oh, wait, I have 20 seconds left. So, that's about it as far as SJC Orlando top 16 goes. It was mainly a rant about gladiators, I know, but... Anyway, you can expect this up the day I recorded it, which is obviously Monday. I may or may not put more up. Tomorrow, look for my Gladiator Beast deck, and I'm out of time, so I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.